Hey, what if I told you there's this incredible secret story? And the best part is, it's all about you. It's a really, really old story about a confusing puzzle, a super wise teacher, and maybe the biggest question you'll ever ask. I mean, have you ever really, really stopped to think about it? Who are you? Are you just your name? Are you your arms and legs? Or maybe you're those awesome, happy feelings you get when you're playing. Or the sad feelings when you're feeling a bit lonely. It's a huge question, and people have been wondering about it for thousands of years. So our story starts with this super smart guy named Uddhava. He loved to learn. He was really into it. But there was one thing that was just, well, scrambling his brain. But luckily for him, he had the best teacher ever, a wise man named Krishna, who knew all sorts of secrets about the universe. So Uddhava knew exactly who to go to for help. See, Uddhava had been asking all these different wise people a question that seemed pretty simple. Hey, what's the world made of? How many parts make up, well, everything? But the answers he got were all over the place. It was kind of nuts. He'd go to one group of wise people, and they'd say, "Oh, that's easy. The world is made of exactly 28 things." Okay, 28, he thought. But then he'd ask another group, and they'd say, no, that's wrong. It's made of 25 things. And just when he was getting confused, another group would tell him, "You're both way off. It's only 7. And another would say, 13. Can you imagine? 28, 25, 7, 13. Everyone was so sure they were right, but nobody agreed. It was a complete mess. His head must have been spinning. So totally puzzled, Uddhava ran to his teacher, Krishna, and said, "Teacher, I'm so confused. I've heard all these different answers. How can they all possibly be right? You gotta help me figure this out." And you know what? Krishna just smiled. A really kind, calm smile. He knew this was a big one. So let's get into this, because what Krishna said next was a total game changer and not at all what Uddhava expected. Krishna looked right at his student and said, nice and simple, "They are all right." Wait, what? Uddhava was stunned. How could they all be right? All those different numbers? That makes no sense. So Krishna explained it with this awesome example. He said, okay, picture a yummy birthday cake. Now, if a baker looks at it, they see the ingredients, right? They see flour, sugar, eggs. But if you look at it, what do you see? You just see one thing, a delicious cake. You're both looking at the exact same thing, but you're talking about it in different ways. And you're both right. The wise people were just looking at the world from different points of view. This amazing answer just blew Uddhava's mind, and it made him think, if the whole world can be seen in so many different ways, what about me? And that's when he realized he had an even bigger, even more important question, not about the world out there, but about the world in here. Krishna told him that we're all kind of made of 2 parts. There's one part called Prakriti. You can think of that like the movie playing on the screen. It's all the action, the exciting parts, the sad parts. That's your body, your thoughts, and all your feelings. It's always changing. But then there's the other part. That's called Purusha. And that's the soul. That's you, the person sitting in the comfy theater seat just watching the movie. You're the silent watcher, always there, always calm, no matter how crazy the movie gets. Now that's a cool idea, but Uddhava was still a bit like, hold on, if the watcher and the movie are 2 different things, why do they feel like they're the same? And it's a good question. When you feel really sad, it doesn't feel like you're watching sadness. It feels like, I am sad. We all know that feeling, right? Krishna smiled again. He knew exactly what Uddhava meant. So instead of using a bunch of complicated words, he did something way better. He told stories. And these aren't just any stories. They're like magic keys that can unlock a huge secret right inside our own hearts. First, Krishna talked about dreams. He said being born is a lot like falling asleep and starting to dream. You know how it is, right? When you're dreaming that you can fly, you totally forget you're actually just sleeping in your bed. You're not thinking, oh, this is just a dream. No way. You're thinking, whoa, I'm flying. The dream feels completely 100% real. Well, Krishna said that's how life is. We get so caught up in the movie of our lives that we forget we're the calm one who's just watching it all. Then, Krishna told another story, and this one is my favorite. He said, Uddhava, I want you to picture a river flowing. Come on, you can do it too. Just close your eyes for a second and imagine a big, beautiful, moving river.
Okay, now think about the water in that river. Is the water that's flowing by right now the same water that was there just a second ago? No, of course not. It's always flowing, always changing, always moving on. That water, it's just like our thoughts, our feelings, and even our bodies. They're changing all the time.
But here's the really cool part. Even though the water is brand new every single second, what do you call the whole thing? You still call it the river. The path that it follows, that stays the same, even as all the water rushes through it. And that right there, that's the big secret. You are not the changing water. You are not the angry thought that pops into your head or the sad feeling that lasts for a little while. Nope. You are the river. You are the calm, steady witness that just watches all of those feelings and thoughts flow by. And that quiet, peaceful part of you, it's always, always there. Now, this is so much more than just a cool old story. It's actually a secret superpower that you can use every single day. Knowing that you are the watcher, the calm river, can help you feel strong and peaceful, no matter what's going on. So, want to know how to use this superpower? Okay, here's how to be totally unshakable. First, the next time you feel a really big emotion, like you're super angry or really sad, just try to remember for 1 second, I am the watcher. Second, picture that feeling, or even if someone says something mean, as just a big dark cloud floating by in the sky. The sky itself doesn't get hurt by the cloud, it just lets it pass. And third, just know in your heart that your true self, the big open sky, the watcher, is always okay. Clouds can't hurt the sky. And that's the whole point. This deep, quiet part of you is like an anchor for a boat. When the weather gets stormy and the waves get big and scary, the anchor holds the boat steady and safe. Your true self is your anchor in any storm. It is always there, holding you steady. So, all of this leaves us with one final amazing question. If you are the calm, peaceful witness of your very own story, what kind of awesome, kind, and brave things will you choose to watch your mind and body do next? That's the real adventure.